Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be something new that I'm starting on my channel, a new series called Shop My Stash Sundays, and what that means is that I'm going to go through my makeup collection every Sunday and choose some products to use throughout the week, and they're going to be older products or just products I haven't used in a while. And if you watched my eyeshadow palette collection video or my blush collection, you know that I have a ton of makeup in my beauty room, and so much of it doesn't get touched because as a beauty vlogger slash Instagrammer, I'm always trying new products all the time, and I feel like the old stuff just sits there, and I hate that. It feels like such a waste. So I want to make a conscious effort to start using those products again and try to use them up as much as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and every week pull, a couple eyeshadow palettes, maybe a couple of blushes, and then the rest of my makeup, foundation, concealer, etc. So I really hope you guys like this idea, and if you're interested, stay tuned and I'll show you what I picked for this week. Okay, so here's the basket with all the products that I pulled to use for this week, and first up is the Naturally Pretty eyeshadow palette from IT Cosmetics, and this is a beautiful all matte palette. The formula is awesome. I actually really should use this one more often because I love it, and I feel like you can get so many looks out of here. You have cooler tones on the top row on this side and some warmer tones. You have your purples and a navy blue, a black, and you actually do have a pearly shade here if you wanted to do something on the lid that wasn't 100% matte. So it's just a really nice palette for every day, and I'll just insert some swatches here for you now. The formula is so nice. They're so soft and creamy for mattes. They're just not powdery at all, and they just go on so smoothly and blend so well on the eyes. Okay, so I'm going to put that one to the side. I also chose a more affordable option as well. I think I'm going to do that going forward, where I'll choose two palettes to use for the week, one that's more mid-range to high-end and one that's more affordable. This is the BH Cosmetics Marble Collection palette in Warm Stone, and this was another one that I absolutely loved, and I wore this to death when it first came out. I was reaching for it every single day, and I haven't touched it in probably since the summer, and just looking at it now, I remember why I loved it so much. It's very warm overall, but you do have a couple of cooler like taupes in here. I love this rosy tone shade down here. I'll insert swatches as well. The formula is really, really nice, and I think this palette is only like $11 or $12 on their website. So if you haven't gotten this one yet, I would definitely pick it up. It has a really beautiful range of warm tones. Next, let's just go through some face products really quickly. I chose the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. I got this in PR over the summer, and I only used it a couple of times, and I really liked it. I think it made my skin look really flawless, and it has sort of like this peachy tone to it. It's just a really nice primer, and I probably should have used it more, but when I got it over the summer, I was using my Coats Tinted Face Primer with the SPF 40. I pretty much use that all summer long, so I tend to neglect my other primers in the summer. I just go for the sunscreen. So I had tried this just a handful of times, and then it got sort of pushed to the back, and I forgot that I even had it. So I definitely want to take this out and test it again. And then for foundation, this is another one that I used so much when I first got it, and I haven't reached for it in a while, and it's the No. 7 Airbrush Away foundation. This is just a really beautiful serum formula. It's so lightweight, and it really does like just glide over your skin and sort of hide like those imperfections. It hides texture and your pores. It's just sort of gives like this really pretty airbrushed finish, and it doesn't dry down completely matte, but it's not dewy either. I would say it's more of a satin finish. And I have it in the shade Cool Vanilla, which has more of a pink undertone like my skin, so I think it's a really nice match for me as well. And for concealer, I decided to try the Pixi Pat Away Concealing Base. I actually still have this in the box. I only tried it a handful of times when it first came out. When I first saw it, I thought it might be like the Tarte Shape Tape. It has the really huge doe foot applicator like the Shape Tape, and it is a really nice concealer. Again, I don't know why I haven't pulled it out other than I just have so many. I didn't reach for this one as much. I just kind of go with my old standbys, but I did really like this formula. I think it goes on really seamlessly. It covers nicely. It's not as high coverage as the Shape Tape, but I don't always need that much coverage. And I think this is just a really nice everyday concealer. I have it in the shade number 1, so this is the lightest shade that they make, and it's a really nice match for my skin. And then for bronzers, I'm going to use the Park Avenue Princess Chisel palette from Tarte. This is one that I got back around the holidays when it came out. I used it once and never touched it again, so I want to start using it a little bit. It has a lot of different bronzer and contour shades in here. It has your light highlighting powders down here, and I don't set my concealer with powders, so I don't really use these shades, but I did think that Carrot was a really pretty contour shade for lighter skin tones like mine, and then Princess Cut is a really nice bronzer that's not too orange. These shades I really don't use all that much either. They're a little bit too deep for my skin tone, but so basically I have this whole palette. It's these 2 shades right here, but I do want to at least use this palette since I own it now, so that's going in the pile as well. And then for a blush, I chose a warmer peachy tone and a cooler pink tone. This is the Lorac Color Source blush in the shade Prism. This is beautiful, and the formula is absolutely stunning as well. This is my favorite blush, but I have it in a ton of colors, and I tend to use the shade Tinge a lot, which is just like a very neutral, pale, like a nude pink. But the shade Prism is just the perfect peach, and the formula is amazing. It's so blendable, and I rarely reach for this one, but I really should. And then this is the Pretty Vulgar Make Them Blush in the shade Hush Blush. This one's actually going to be in this month's BoxyCharm, either this shade or like a brighter pink shade. But I love this one. It's just a beautiful rosy tone. It's a little bit cooler. That's a really dark swatch, but it doesn't go on that dark, obviously, once you sheer it out on your cheeks. I really think the formula is beautiful on these as well. And I mean, the packaging, come on, it's gorgeous. I also chose 2 highlighters for this week, one drugstore and one high-end. This is the Physicians Formula Natural Nude Highlighter, and these are just so, so pretty. Really nice for my skin tone again, and you can sort of dip into any side of the palette that you want. I tend to stay up here a little bit more, but you can also use them on your eyes too for a pop of shimmer. And these bronzy tones down here are really gorgeous. I mean, really nicely pigmented as well. So I think this is a beautiful, versatile powder that I really don't reach for all that often. And again, I don't know why. It's so nice. And I also chose the NARS highlighter in Hot Sand. This is beautiful if you like a really subtle highlight. It's hard to even see, but it just is one of those highlighters that it has to catch the light for you to see it. So this is one that when I first got it, I wore it so much. It just got lost in the shuffle, but it really should become part of my permanent rotation because I love it so much. There you go. You can kind of see like how just when it catches the light, it just shows up a little bit. It's not glittery or sparkly or anything. It's just so pretty. For brows, no surprise, I'm using the Soap & Glory Archery 2-in-1 Brow Pencil and Gel. Unfortunately, I don't have any other brow products at the moment. I had the Anastasia Brow Wiz, which I ended up using up, as well as the L'Oreal version of that. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's very similar to the Brow Wiz, like a really skinny pencil. And that one ran out as well. This is my last brow product, but I'm happy to use it every single day because it has your brow pencil on the one side and then like a tinted setting gel on the other. So this is just my go-to, and I really don't have anything else to pull out of my collection at the moment. Same thing with mascara. I'm using the CoverGirl Supersizer. I only have about 3 or 4 mascaras on rotation right now, so you're probably going to keep seeing the same ones week after week, but I don't keep a lot of backlog of mascara just because it goes bad every 3 months. So I only buy a couple at a time to try out. I don't want them just sitting around. So this is the one that I'll be using this week. And then for eyeliners, these are probably my favorite affordable eyeliners. The Pixi Endless Silky Eye Pen and the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner. These are so super long lasting. They're creamy. They have a beautiful formula. This one is a black shade called Swerve, and look at how creamy. It just goes on so easily. This one is awesome for the waterline. It doesn't budge all day. It's amazing. And then I also chose a plummy shade, which I think would go really nicely with some of the IT Cosmetics. This really needs to be sharpened, sorry about that. But the IT Cosmetics colors in that palette that are sort of more rosy toned, and this is in the shade Copper Glow. I wouldn't even say it's copper though, it's more of like a plum color. I just love this one so much. Then I just chose a couple of lip products to use this month. This is the Flower Beauty Petal Pout lip color in the shade Naked Blush. I'm actually wearing this on my lips in the video today, and this color, I haven't tried it yet. I have all of the shades actually. They sent them to me, and I've only tried a couple of them, so I want to try to go through and try all the colors eventually. This is just like the perfect rosy nude, so I think I could get a lot of use out of this throughout the week, and these are also so creamy. They're one of my favorite lipsticks at the drugstore so far that I've tried in a while. So I'm definitely going to be using that one, I think, pretty often. And then next I chose the Anastasia lip gloss in the shade Vintage. And this one is a really high coverage gloss. So you could see just one swipe how much coverage that is there. It's almost like a liquid lipstick, but it doesn't dry down matte, so it stays really comfortable. And it's actually very long lasting, even though it's technically a gloss. And this is definitely a color that I really love and I just don't wear often enough, so I wanted to put that in rotation this week. And then the last one is also a gloss. That's pretty much what I wear throughout the week, is glosses and lipsticks. I hardly ever wear the matte liquid lips. So this is the NYX Intense Butter Gloss in the shade Tres Leches. This is another beautiful shade, and it's a little bit more sheer than the Anastasia, but actually not really. I remember this being more sheer, but wow, look at the pigment on that. And since it's wintertime in the Northeast and my lips are super dry, I just figured I would choose some more comfy lip formulas to wear. Alright guys, that does it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're looking forward to seeing more Shop My Stash Sundays in the future. Please let me know in the comments below what you think of this idea and the products that I chose today. I would love to hear from you and chat with you guys. And also, if you take a minute to please subscribe to my channel, then that way you'll be notified of future videos. So thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next one.